Well, hello, good morning. Thanks for joining me here in my listening post. We're going to be spending some time with my Hammarlund SP-600 here, going through the shortwave radio bands this morning. It's not quite 9 o'clock in the morning here. And we're just going to run through the bands and see what we can pick up. One of the, along with all the challenges I faced in getting the audio and video and all that stuff set up here to do this, the last few videos I've shot here, listening to shortwave, have encountered copyright issues. So if I pick up a little bit of music and let it record on the video for, let's say, 10-15 seconds, I run the risk that a copyright claim will be made against the video, and that's what's happened. And so this has become quite a complex deal here, setting everything up and getting it all to work, and then finally getting the videos ready to post. In the case of a little copyright hit, what I do is I just chop that section right out of the video, throw it away. Otherwise, this is a non-stop continuous video. Certainly as I shoot it, it's non-stop continuous. I'm just going to go through the band. So let's see, I'm starting once again at 4 megahertz, which is kind of ridiculously low. Let's see, just for this time of day, probably the mid-band. Mid-bands will be lives, that'd be like 9 megahertz, in that range. 15 megahertz maybe coming in, but I doubt this low stuff is going to show us anything, except some North American broadcasts that I can receive just about 24/7 anywhere on the band, and those would be broadcasts coming up from Cuba and the southern United States. So here we go.
You get the ambitious idea to come from some and then end up thinking it went bad on me.
It turned color on me. Now I don't know what to do with it.
Exactly. You're blue and green and food isn't always
That's a little bit of teletype there. So not too surprising, really nothing down there. So we're gonna just continue on. I have to go back to the start of the band here. So we'll be at 7.4 megahertz going up from there now. And we're liable to start hearing some stuff, like I said, up around probably 9. We might even start hearing some stuff here.
Identify yourself. I love the teaching. I want to help the teaching stay on the air. I want to keep it going. And then we have great resources that we're going to give back to runners that is specifically oriented for people who enjoy this teaching.
You know, Hal, that was a part of the production team at the time that recorded a lot of these teaching series, and it was a great blessing for us to be able to hear the spirit from through my dad as he taught these sermons and messages all the time, no matter what.
Entérate. Entérate de las propiedades medicinales del limón. El limón pertenece a la familia del trigo, ampliamente conocida.
Sir, a bunch of them for now. hangout we've got online is supposedly this information leading to the dark web. That's where they're supposed to be allegedly planning these events, is in the dark web. Dark web, which most of us cannot access unless we're hackers. But anyway, they've been planning this on the dark web, and this information came from Anonymous, the group Anonymous. And you can find out more about it. It'll be in the email blast, and I pass it on to Wanda at the Power Hour News section. So check that out. Worth staying home in 37 cities.
Couldn't continue. Obama didn't want it to continue. And the reality is this, and I can say it on your show, I'm a little bit more diplomatic depending on where I'm speaking. But Obama, was raised as a Muslim. Obama is taught to hate Christians and Jews. Obama does not accept the fact that this country should include everybody, and he wants payback. And consequently, he has collaborated with his friends like Louis Farrakhan, who's the most virulent anti-Semite in the United States and worldwide, short of Adolf Hitler, and I'll be blunt, in the past. He's called on his followers of the Nation of Islam to kill whites, to kill white cops, to kill Jews, to kill Christians. This is Obama's friend. This is who he could work around with. And then you've got Al Sharpton, who's just a simple lowlife. He's friendly, too, with all of these black Muslim leaders. And all these people have access to the White House. And therefore, someone had to come forward and put their foot down. And I did it as in effect, a de facto law enforcement officer. I started as a prosecutor at the Department of Justice. I later started Judicial Watch and now Freedom Watch. People can see the complaint at freedomwatchusa.org. I hope they see it. I hope if there are law enforcement people out there that want to join our case as a class action. But I put my foot forward. I'm the only plaintiff right now. We're looking for more plaintiffs. Because people who believe in equality and choice, people who believe in people believe this country should be united and not just and we need to say something. For too long, for 8 years, people have been afraid.
Okay, just another comment here. I'm stopping to listen to a few things that I find interesting. I'm not commenting on what's being said on here. I think you should realize, if you've never listened to Shortwave, that it is loaded with uncontrolled speech. So all kinds of stuff is said on here these days. Frankly, a lot of it comes from religious broadcasters, surprisingly enough. So no comments from me on this. You listen and decide for yourself. That's the great thing about shortwave radio. So it's like a channel that no one's listening to in North America. Well, somebody must be listening anyway. We are. Let's go back to it here.
Guns and everything else. And he's no king, and he's no Martin Luther King, and that's for sure. He's an absolute disgrace, and he's very dangerous, and so are the people that he associates himself with. If someone needed to do something, I came forward, I filed this suit. I want people to support us. We're going to need the financial help. We're going to need the prayers, and we're going to need people to come forward and join our case. We cannot be quiet anymore. Frankly, enough is enough. Enough is too much. It's time for people not to take it anymore.
What legal claims?
We'll go to freedomwatchusa.org and see exactly what it is we've done and join us.
Larry, what legal claims are you making in this lawsuit?
There are a number of claims. Some of them are civil rights claims, particularly as far as Obama's concerned. But in essence, what it is assault. And frankly, murder. I hope that we get some families of slain officers to join us. Not that we want to see anybody slain, but we need people to come forward and join us. They threatening me.
Okay, one comment I'll make. Pretty scary stuff you hear on here sometimes. Really scary stuff.
Chinese Premier Li Keqiang has said that South China Sea issues should be solved through bilateral negotiations by relevant parties. He noted the negotiations should be based on historical facts and in line with international law and the Declaration on the Conflict Rights next month, when it's reported just in part has.
The unemployment rate rose to a seasonally adjusted 5.8% in June. It's the first rise in 5 months. But there was a rare and welcome jump in full-time employment. Most of the jobs growth in the last year has been in part-time work. JP Morgan chief economist Sally Auld says the figures are broadly in line with the Reserve Bank's employment forecast.
We don't feel like there's a strong signal in these numbers.
Now, of course, that's the well-known WWV time signal from Colorado, and you can see on my dial here that I'm off by quite a bit, almost, well, it looks like about 90 kilohertz off. So my pointer is pointing low. When it's pointing at 9.9, it's really 10 megahertz here, so just keep that in mind. These radios are really hard to make the whole dial accurate all the way across. So.
Tengan medidas de seguridad apropiadas. No obstante, en defensa total
para poder hacer honor a sus deudas, dijo el presidente de Data. Estados Unidos solicitó en días de Soto García, quien había llegado a sobrinos políticos del presidente de Venezuela.
And the Power Hour.
We call it the crapper, water closet, outhouse, or bathroom. But where do you go when there's nowhere to go? The answer is a Biffy Bag. The Biffy Bag is a pocket-sized disposable toilet that fits in your glove box, tackle box, toolbox, backpack, or purse. The Biffy Bag has everything you need for a sanitary and comfortable relief experience. It's ready to use in just seconds, and just toss it in the trash when you're done. It's your Biffy in a jiffy. BiffyBag.com. BiffyBag.
We've all heard about antibiotics, but what about probiotics?
I gotta run out and get me a Biffy Bag for these long shortwave sessions here.
To the body. They also kill the good bacteria, though, that are necessary for good health. Probiotics from Living Streams replaces the healthy balance of friendly bacteria and normalizes the digestive tract. Gastritis, ulcers, diarrheal diseases, just a few of the problems people develop when the intestinal flora is out of balance. Living Streams probiotics create the healthy balance needed for good digestion, suppresses growth of pathogenic bacteria, and actually increases resistance to infection. Call the Power Hour, 877-817-9829. Order your Living Stream probiotics today. They're available in 2, 4, and 8-ounce bottles, and Living Streams probiotics comes with a money-back guarantee. Get your body back in balance with Living Streams Probiotics today. 877-817-9829. That's 877-817-9829. Living Streams Probiotics. Everyone should be pro-life.
The investment world isn't fair. A precious metals trader buys gold and silver at spot price. You pay him.
Okay, so once again we gotta go up another band and back to the start. Yes, there are some commercial broadcasters broadcasting advertisement on shortwave. Again, as far as I know, coming mostly or entirely out of the United States. So here we are. So we're starting a little under 15 megahertz here. See what we get.
The Republican Reform Committee. He represents Wyoming and has a 100% pro-life voting record from the National Right to Life Committee. His appointment as chair signaled a strong party commitment to restoring unborn babies' right to life. Two leading U.S. bishops speaking out in favor of a proposed law which would ensure federal religious freedom protections to individuals and faith-based organizations who disagree with so-called same-sex marriage. As EWTNnews.com reports, in a joint statement released earlier this week, both Archbishop Salvatore Cordileone of San Francisco and Archbishop Lori of Baltimore voicing support for the First Amendment Defense Act. The legislation, they say, is a modest but important step in ensuring conscience protection to faith-based organizations and people of all faiths and of no faith who believe that marriage is a union of one man and one woman.
Every child, by the time he's 18, has spent 6 years of his life in front of the television. Time in church. Lovers of pleasure more than of God. Getting to see an old pastor revival. We're told time and again is revealed in our obedience. John 14:21, Jesus said, if you love me,
Y concluye este servicio de noticias reiterándoles los titulares.
Designa el Consejo de Estado cubano a nuevos ministros.
Conversa Nicolás Maduro con expresidente del gobierno español sobre diálogo con la oposición en...
Okay, well, we've kind of hit the end of the run here, up at 17 megahertz. So mostly what I'm picking up here, I'm located a couple hundred miles from Toronto at this time of day, is essentially kind of local shortwave stuff. It's not really local. It's from the southern states, maybe Cuba, and all from the Gulf. I'm not getting anything from Europe or Asia or any other parts of the world right now. Occasionally, a little earlier in the morning, I can pick up Australia and Japan or the things over in that part of the world. But at this point in the morning, no, that's all gone. So this is not really the best time to listen to shortwave, unless you really enjoy listening to religious broadcasters coming out of the United States. Now, if you're in Europe, whether you can pick all this stuff up that I'm picking up, I don't really know. Of course, I'm here and you'd be there. I don't know what you get at this time of the morning. Probably lots of, again, kind of local shortwave stuff, but local to Europe. So maybe some stuff coming up out of Africa or Mediterranean, I really don't know. Obviously, listening to shortwave in the evening is a lot more interesting here. Just kind of one comment, maybe I shouldn't say this, I really don't know what to say. If you've never listened to shortwave before, this is the first time you've ever heard it. You're hearing all these religious broadcasters coming up out of the States. They're kind of alone on the bands right now. The other national broadcasters just aren't really present. So it sounds like the whole thing is just a bunch of religious stuff coming along, but that's not really the case. That's maybe the case at this time of day here in this part of the world, but what's going on in the rest of the world is quite different on shortwave. So it's still 1/3 of the world's population gets its news from shortwave. Probably a large portion of that are Chinese people in China. China makes extensive use of shortwave, just as Canada used to reach the great distances and the size of the country involved, and how some communities are very remote. So other radio services like FM and that just are not there, or were not there years ago. Now internet's spread almost everywhere in the world, so all this stuff is available on the internet, but it's not nearly as much fun to listen to on your computer as it is on one of these really cool radios. So hope you enjoyed that. If you haven't listened or watched my video on what I receive in the evening, I think you might enjoy that too. And I'm going to do a couple more of these, I think, where I'm really going to slow down. I'm going to stop and identify each station, where it's coming from in the world, and I'll do that in the evening. I wouldn't do it now, because the answer is they're all coming from the southern United States, so that's not so exciting from a shortwave point of view. So hope you enjoyed that, and we'll see you in the next video, whatever it is.